Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago. On Thursday, July 2nd, 2026, the Minister of Social Development and Family Services, Vandana Mohit, delivered checks totaling $36,039,734.51 to the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Wonderful news, though. This massive payout is specifically carved out to cover a backlog of audited, inherited debts built up over years of operations under the Mighty Morphin Ghanaian Coalpot Bicycle. No harm, no macaroni pie, PNM, of course. This is wonderful news, but of course, it's good things like this that the UNC usually does that is being overshadowed by a lot of wrongdoing these days, a lot of scandals, a lot of serious controversies. The bulk of the money, $31,278,765.70, is dedicated to paying off long overdue security service invoices across various providers. Another $2,903,299.85 is allocated to settle outstanding bills for construction and maintenance works done at the National Care and Empowerment Center. The remaining $1,857,668.96 clears up unpaid janitorial. Wait, boy, it wasn't even paying for the janitorial services, boy. My Lord, janitorial service contracts, a critical move that successfully stops service providers from taking the authority and its board to court over unpaid debts, of course. And these debts were incurred because the Mighty Morphin Ghanaian Coalpot Bicycle PNM failed to provide the proper funding, of course, to this authority for a very long time. By injecting these funds, the ministry aims to protect the nation's most vulnerable children from facing any sudden pauses or disruptions in the care and safety services they receive. The ministry stated that clearing these inherited bills is part of a larger mission to restore financial accountability and upgrade public service delivery. Yeah, but I'm telling you, all this good being done is being overshadowed by a lot of wrongdoing. Because a large-scale payout like this requires significant state coordination, the ministry also issued a special thank you to the Ministry of Finance for its direct partnership in securing and releasing the funds to settle the matter once and for all.
Trinidad and Tobago weather report for Friday, July 3, 2026. On Friday, July 3, 2026, Trinidad and Tobago will experience cloudy to occasionally overcast conditions with scattered showers and a medium 40% to 60% chance of early morning thunderstorms due to an approaching tropical wave. The temperature will peak at a high of 28 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius and drop to a low of 24 degrees Celsius. The heat index will feel like 32 degrees Celsius due to high humidity. Humidity levels will be very high, ranging between 80% to 95%. East to southeast winds will blow at 5 to 35 kilometers per hour with much stronger gusts expected near heavy downpours. Seas will remain moderate with open water waves reaching 1.5 meters to 2.0 meters, while sheltered areas will sit near 1.0 meters and become occasionally choppy during showers. Sunrise is at 5:44 a.m. and sunset is at 6:30 p.m. Because heavy downpours are likely to persist into Saturday, the Met Office warns that street or flash flooding and landslips are highly possible in flood-prone or hilly areas.
Regional news now. Sports serve as a powerful tool to prevent crime in Barbados by giving young people positive activities that keep them away from violence. I've been trying to advocate for that here in Trinidad and Tobago. And not just sports, but like different types of talent shows and different types of extracurricular activities. Getting them involved, as I said, talent shows, getting them involved in the entertainment industry. And not to promote gang violence and all that kind of nonsense, that's just nonsense. We talk about positive music and different types of art forms, acting and so forth. I was hoping that is what the UNC would have done, that they would have constructed more community centers throughout Trinidad and Tobago and renovated those that were abandoned under the PNM. Because when it says you have ongoing programs, extracurricular activities for youths to get involved with on a weekend and even during the week, football and tennis and basketball and stuff like that. They will keep off of the streets. They will keep off of the streets and encourage them. You have sessions every week, weekly sessions, where you counsel them and encourage them to get away from the gang culture, come out of the gang culture, stay away from drugs, including weed, those type of things. That's what I was hoping for here in Trinidad and Tobago. Instead, we have a government that is weaponizing the TTPS against the citizens. Minister of Sports Charles Griffith has strongly pushed for athletic programs to help guide youth toward better paths. When young people join organized sports, they spend their free time in a safe environment with positive goals, exactly, instead of on the streets with gangs. Coaches and mentors in these programs teach them valuable life skills like discipline, teamwork, and how to handle disagreements without fighting. And that is so true. Furthermore, sports open up new doors for the future through athletic scholarships and career opportunities. Exactly, people. And it's not just about the sports too. You get them involved in other types of programs. You get them into acting and whether if they could sing and so forth, the entertainment industry. But with positive music, of course. Positive messages being conveyed. This helps reduce the financial struggles that often lead to crime. This focus on sports is part of a larger government plan to build safer communities. For example, Barbados is also using laws like the Criminal Gangs Bill to stop gangs from recruiting children. Wonderful news. At the same time, the national budget invests heavily in youth development, because you see, you can't just make a law like that. Then you're not focusing on investing into the youths, because they will just still go behind your backs and join the gangs, you know. So at the same time, the national budget invests heavily in youth development and community security incentives. By combining community sports with stronger laws, the country hopes to tackle the root causes of violence and protect the youths. What I want them to do also is tackle gang culture, stop allowing the entertainers to be publicly glorifying murder and drug use and other forms of violence, turf wars, and gang affiliation. That needs to stop. That is what the government, even here in Trinidad and Tobago, should be focusing on, instead of weaponizing the TTPS to go after their critics. International news now, as New York City braces for its hottest temperatures in more than a decade, Mayor Zoran Mamdani urged residents to set their air conditioners to 78 degrees to help ease strain on the power grid. I think somebody asked him, are you doing that? Are you going to do that? He doesn't care. He doesn't mind if other people have to be enduring heat, you know. Because the elites don't care. The Democrats, they don't care about that, you know. They tell other people, give up their cows and their cars, but they're going to remain with their jets and their jet planes and so forth, you know. Yeah, they're not giving up anything. Because remember, they are minorities, so they believe they have the rights to continue holding on to these things. Now he's getting called out online for the post, with critics flooding social media and joking the recommendation was communism, with many questioning the mayor's own thermostat reading. Exactly, are you carrying it up to that temperature? Are you going to ride a bicycle like what Captain Colpot Scotland said he was going to do here in Trinidad and Tobago? I wonder how come Captain Colpot never ended up riding that bicycle to the parliament, to work by. But anyhow, so now he's getting called out online for the post, with critics flooding social media and joking the recommendation was communism, with many questioning the mayor's own thermostat reading and others arguing New Yorkers shouldn't have to sacrifice comfort during dangerous summer heat. And it's more than just comfort. It's a life-saving measure, because you could die because of those heat waves and stuff like that. My response, very simple, very short. Keep voting for radical jihadist Democrats, my dear New Yorkers. Or you love it, or you like it so. As we say here in Trinidad, you like it so. Don't complain. Israel's National Bureau for Counter-Terror Financing, working with the country's intelligence community, uncovered a cryptocurrency-based financing infrastructure used by Iran's Revolutionary Guards to transfer funds to regional proxies, including Hezbollah. That's telling you that's what Trump doing. Trump, by giving them back billions upon billions of dollars, he indirectly is assisting in funding terrorism in the Middle East. funding terrorist groups like Hezbollah, like Houthis and Hamas. Acting on the NBCTF's recommendation, CAT signed sanctions orders Wednesday against 37 digital wallets identified as central to the network, which held cryptocurrencies worth more than 24 million NIS, $8 million. The investigation found the wallets were used to move funds to Iran-backed terrorist organizations, primarily Hezbollah, one of the most dangerous in the Middle East, which officials say has been seeking new funding sources after sustaining heavy losses in its fighting with Israel. Analysis of wallets linked to Hezbollah within the network indicated tens of millions of dollars had been transferred to terrorist organizations through the infrastructure over the years. I'm thankful that Israel was able to be able to find these individuals and these organizations and hold them accountable for their actions. But once again, bear in mind, it doesn't even seem as though that deal is going to go through anyhow. But bear in mind, if the deal between Iran and America ends up really being fulfilled, billions of dollars will be in the Ayatollah and the IRGC's hands in order to be able to not benefit the people of Iran, to fund terrorism throughout the Middle East. Smarty Trump.
Bible quote of the day. John 12:25-32. The cost and purpose of the cross. Jesus explains what discipleship requires, prays through his anguish, and reveals what his death will accomplish. Whoever loves his life loses it, and whoever hates his life in this world will keep it for eternal life. If anyone serves me, he must follow me, and where I am, there will my servant be also. If anyone serves me, the Father will honor him. Now is my soul troubled. And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this purpose I have come to this hour. Father, glorify your name. Then a voice came from heaven, I have glorified it, and I will glorify it again. The crowd that stood there and heard it said that it had thundered. Others said, an angel has spoken to him. Jesus answered, this voice has come for your sake, not mine. Now is the judgment of this world, now will the ruler of this world be cast out. And I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all people to myself.
Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.